Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 18, Rewriting History. Now, I've got to admit, this is possibly one of the best episodes that they have done in a long time, and I just think that I wish there were more. But it also has its ups and its downs, and I'll explain that at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, then hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. This episode is kind of following on from the last episode, mainly what the plan is. And this is what I've got to admit is one of the best plans. And I kind of really wish there was a way that they could have kept it going for about maybe another episode or two. That would have been really cool. So the episode opens up with Steel kind of walking through the park, and pretty much most people have got pets, from like dogs to birds for some strange reason, and Steel wants a pet. So when the other Rangers find him, it just feels kind of really weird, like, oh, we found you. It's like, no, you've just been standing over there, guys. Now you've come over to me. Steel kind of asks the question of like, what's it like having a pet? Is it amazing? And the Rangers kind of talk about their kind of past pets that they've had. Steel says that he wants a pet, but Nate turns around and says, look, you know, you're a robot, but if you can look after, say, a plant for a week, then Nate will take him to the pet shop so they can buy a plant. And Steel really likes this idea. So he decides to go off with Devon, or Devon kind of says, hey, I'll take you to the plant store, we'll go pick one up, and they kind of head off. All the other Rangers head back to base. We come to the cyber dimension, and Scrozzle has updated the Robotron, I think that's it. If you know what it is, let me know down below in the comments. So he's updated it so that the memory pulsar can be kind of like operated from anywhere, mainly in the cyber dimension. This is when Vargoyle turns around and like talks more about the plans. He says that everyone has the memories of Roxy and Blaze becoming evil avatars, so this memory will kind of wipe everyone, replace it with one that they've put in, which means that Blaze and Roxy actually became Power Rangers, and no one knows about Devon or Steel, and also it looks like Nate didn't become a Ranger either. And this is a really kind of cool thing. Everyone kind of believes it, and it kind of like sinks in. Everyone has been kind of frozen because that's about the ability, because again, everyone's been hit by this. So when the new memories have been kind of put in, Zoe is in the lab, but she remembers being in the laundry room, and that's the main job that she got within Grid Battle Force. So she kind of makes her excuse and leaves the lab. Meanwhile, the new memories do not affect Steel, and he and Devon are still buying a plant, but Devon is affected by this straight away, and when he wakes up, he's like, what the hell? You know, there's a robot, what's going on? Nobody knows, and it kind of freaks him out. Devon kind of walks away, but Steel has revealed that he is the Silver Ranger, Devon is the Red Ranger, but again, as I said, Devon just kind of walks away. Steel mentions to Devon that if he follows him, he can take him to the Grid Battle Force simulator, which Devon really wants to try because in the previous episodes that we've had, it's a big thing, you know, it's the most powerful, best video game on the market, and obviously he wants to try it. Both head off to Grid Battle Force. When they arrive, they see that Roxy and Blaze are in the kind of overalls, and Steel kind of holds it back and says like, what are they doing there? You know, it's kind of like weird. But because of the memories, Blaze and Roxy have met the other Rangers, and they go straight into Grid Battle Force, which a plan happens. But so as Steel is talking to Devon about what's going on, Ben and Betty drive up in a golf cart, pretty much in the outfits that they were wearing in the first episode. In this one, they're kind of more hard-ass. They're like, yeah, you know, we're going to stop you, you're trespassing. And when they turn around and say, hey, you stole those communicators, they're only Grid Battle Force employees, Devon hands it over and goes, yeah, really sorry about that. While Steel says, no, I kind of need this. So Betty decides to actually grab hold of his arm, and there becomes like a kind of like, I think is it like a tug of war. But in the end, Steel detaches his arm and just lets it go. And in the end, it kind of does that kind of slapstick comedy that we've seen where it kind of like, you know, pulls the nose, pulls the hair, slaps. I don't know why it spanks Ben. I really don't know. And as it finishes tickling Betty, the communicator falls off the arm and basically his hand runs back to Steel. You kind of think, oh, that's it. But no, Steel and Devon are kind of hiding around the corner. And they've got Spot. Now, I forgot to mention the plant. The plant's name is Spot because that's what he wants to give to the dog, and that's pretty much it. So he keeps it. So Steel is holding this plant all the way around for the entire whole episode. Well, no, actually, tell a lie, for about half the episode. We'll come into that right now. As Devon and Steel are kind of talking about what's going on, Vargoyle comes in, and this is one thing that annoys the crap out of me. Vargoyle turns around and gives up where the actual memory pulsator is. He says it's on top of the TV station and that Scrozzle's plan didn't work, blah blah blah. You think that this is the best plan that you've got, you turn around and you tell them exactly where it is. What the hell? So a huge fight kind of breaks out. We see that there is a stunt costume of Steel, and that's kind of going around. And as the fight carries on, you know, they're kind of dodging. And I really like the fact that they used Spot in this. I generally think that they could have put Spot somewhere else, or they could have used that as the fight choreography just to kind of like win all of it. In one point in the fight, Vargoyle knocks Spot straight into the air, and Devon uses his cheetah speed to actually catch it without kind of like letting it hit the floor. He realizes then he is a ranger, and Steel says, you need to go get the comms because that's got the Morphers in. So Devon runs off to kind of grab them. At this point, Steel gets like beaten in the fight, and Vargoyle grabs his weapon and destroys Spot. Sorry Spot, you've gone, you've been sacrificed, but you help Steel survive. Vargoyle throws Steel in the trash, and then he just teleports out. You think you'd finish him completely because no one's gonna know him, and you could have taken him out completely. Devon returns, Steel gets out the bin, just put him in the bin. He gets out the bin. They mourn after Spot because then Steel says Nate was going to buy me a proper pet if I looked after it, but then Devon gives his sympathy, and then they start kind of talking about what's going on. Then we have Steel saying that he's going to show Devon how to be a Power Ranger and all that jazz. Inside Grid Battle Force, Roxy and Blaze have said that they need the Mega Transporters for something, so the Rangers decide to go off and get them because they've been given their orders. In the meantime, Blaze and Roxy go into the lab and they start doing something. Roxy has a USB pen that actually plugs into the stasis chamber, and she has a plan. She says that it will come to light, etc, etc, or it stays between those two, which we find out in the next episode what happens. I originally thought that it would have changed something. It would have made the fact that Roxy would have become evil and Blaze would have become evil in the case of the demise. That would have been a great thing. But then we don't see anything like that. The Rangers then take the Mega Transporters out from the kind of storage and they walk away with them. Ben and Betty are carrying one, and it gets damaged really easily in the door, which then causes them to teleport to different locations. Now, they would have been killed, they would have died, because they went to space and they stayed there for a long time, but they were screaming. Oh no, they weren't screaming. That was actually quite cool. I did like that. They weren't screaming, or they were, but you couldn't hear it. But you kind of think that they would have been wiped out quite quickly, but they start teleporting to different locations, which was kind of funny. I think that would be awesome to see them in 2 episodes doing that, just really random places like a deleted scenes at the end. Just where did they go? What were they doing? Who knows? That I think would have been cool. Devon and Steel arrive at the TV station, and Steel turns around for some strange reason and says, "Aha, I knew it was here." It's like, no, you were told where it was. Don't lie. Don't be that robot. No one cares. So they find out that there's a shield around the device, so they can't actually do anything. So within this, Steel decides that he's going to climb up to kind of deactivate. And I think they mentioned that they're going to have to turn off the power or something before they can destroy the device. This leads Devon to run in to turn off the power because the tower has been electrified. He's found out the hard way. When he grabbed it, he got electrified or electric shock. So obviously this is when Steel has to climb up to actually sort it. Now, while Devon decides to run in, he meets the TV station's manager and says, "Hey, what's going on? You know, where's this?" And then Vargoyle turns up. Oh, this is one of the best fights we're going to see for the Red Ranger at least. So, Devon turns around and tells everyone to get out. You know, he's going to take on Vargoyle, or at least just get away so that there's no one to witness. Devon morphs into the Red Ranger. I think Devon morphs first, but Vargoyle turns around and says that he needs more Morph X because he only has one power, which is cheetah speed. Vargoyle has to contact Scrozzle to say, "Hey, I need some more Morph X because I've only got cheetah speed at the moment." So as Scrozzle is about to send the Morph X to Vargoyle, Blaze and Roxy grab it, and when he's like, "Hey, you know, come on," they're like, they don't need it. And I kind of like this because it feels like now that they're turning into proper bad guys and they don't care about anyone else, they know that Vargoyle is going to be defeated. So in the meantime, Vargoyle kind of curses Scrozzle for whatever he's done, saying, "How dare you betrayed me?" And a fight breaks out. Not a normal fight now, it's a full fight in kind of super speed, which I generally really liked, and it was kind of fun to see what happens. Now, Devon doesn't have all his memories, so he doesn't know what's going on, so he doesn't really know how to use like the weapons or anything too much right now, but the whole fight kind of breaks out. Now, it kind of feels weird because I don't know if I just kind of skipped over this or kind of merged parts together, but as Steel is kind of climbing up to the tower, he knocks the memory pulsator, which kind of stops all the fake memories going out, and thus therefore everyone starts gaining all the memories back. Blaze and Roxy are now back at Grid Battle Force, and they've got the Mega Transporters in the back. The Rangers have asked what's going on. As Blaze and Roxy are trying to figure out an excuse, what actually happens is the Rangers kind of step back because they know what's going on and they're ready to fight. So they teleport straight out, and the Rangers are like, whoa, you got the Mega Transporters, what the hell's going on? Blah, 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 blah. Back in the fight with Devon and Vargoyle. Now that Devon's got all his memories back, he kind of jumps back. He does this really cool, throws his blaster back, combines it with something else to get the Beast X Morpher blaster. If you know what it is, because I can't remember, let me know down below in the comments. So he shoots a beam straight through his chest. And I thought they would have edited it out, but no, you can see like that shot goes straight through his stomach. And I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. So with Vargoyle gone completely now, Devon contacts Steel, but Steel has been knocked out because obviously too much electricity and he's shut down. Back at Grid Battle Force, they've got Steel on this table to start repairing him because Nate is really, really worried, and you can see it in his face. He's trying to fix him completely. A Giga Drone is sent down to the city. The Rangers take it out really quickly in the Megazord. We jump back to the HQ, and Steel's fine. He's like, woohoo, yeah, everything's okay. He says, sorry he couldn't look after the plant, but Nate goes, you saved the entire city, mate. Why does he say that? I don't know. He says like, yeah, you saved the city. Nate goes, it's all right, mate. You're okay on that one. We sorted the... I like it. Anyway, Nate gives him praise and says, look, we'll take you to the pet store. You saved the city. It's all okay. And Steel gets a dog. It switches to it. You see that Devon's completely frozen up. I think this scene was like, whoa, we've got a dog. Just to show you that Devon's still got his weakness. And everyone kind of goes like, oh my god, the dog's so cute. A little girl comes up, strokes the dog called Spot. And then Blaze is like, oh, do you have a dog? She's like, no, we went to went to the adoption center or something. Didn't happen. They didn't have a dog for us. So Steel just gives over Spot. The whole episode of him trying to get a dog, just giving away, mate. Just stop. Just stop. So everyone's happy and everyone's like, aww. Ben and Betty just pop in. They've been teleporting around. They say the device has been out of Morph X, and Betty wants to go like, yeah, let's go again. And then we jump to the cyber dimension. Back at the cyber dimension, Blaze and Roxy now talk about the planet is in motion. We then come back to the status pod that's beeping, I think because obviously they've put in the USB pen, or they mention it at least, and they say, yes, that plan has happened, which I think you're going to see something for season 2, which I'll kind of explain in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. I generally really liked this one because it felt like it was a great way of saying, hey, we've got a way to kind of stop the Rangers. I do kind of wish this was a two-parter. I do kind of wish that they changed the memories to make the Rangers think that Devon and Steel were bad guys. That would have been cool, that maybe they were taken over, they were bad avatars. I think that would have been awesome, and maybe you could have swapped powers. So when Blaze morphed, he was the Red Ranger, and then when Devon morphs, he is in the Blaze suit. I think that would have been perfect. I think that would have been awesome and something that I would have highly recommended and gone, I really like this. But to be fair, it was a good episode. It had a lot of good points. I really liked it. I especially liked the fight between Vargoyle and Devon. And I also like the fact that they're using the stasis chamber to kind of use against the other Rangers. I think that was spot on as well. The plant and the dog. So Ranger Nation, what are your thoughts? What do you think about this episode? Have you seen it? Let me know what you think about it in those comments below. And while you're down there, why not hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.